On to business news, the value of gold has reduced by as much as 2.7% due to a number of factors that undermine the metal's status as a safe investment.
The price of a sovereign of 22-carat gold in the Sri Lankan market stood at 42,500 rupees today. In the world market, gold, which has plunged around 18% this year, marked a session low of $1,339.86 an ounce by this afternoon. According to experts, factors from the US stock market to Cyprus's announcement that it planned to sell most of its gold reserves have pushed gold into a bear market or down more than 20% from its 2011 high. However, market analysts say that they don't expect the gold's downward trajectory to last very long.
Welcome back to the news. In other local news, Australia has returned more than 1,000 Sri Lankan irregular maritime arrivals after a group of 39 asylum seekers was returned to Colombo today.
Minister of Immigration and Citizenship of Australia Brendan O'Connor said that the group was advised its members were subject to removal from Australia as none had raised issues that engaged Australia's international obligations. The group also comprised the 38 irregular maritime arrivals who arrived at Geraldton last week. Brendan O'Connor also said returning these people to Sri Lanka sends a powerful message that people who pay smugglers are throwing their money away and risking their lives in the process. He also said that the current Australian government is committed to deterring people from taking dangerous journeys by boat and stopping those people smugglers who profit from this evil trade. Since August 13th last year, 1,004 Sri Lankans who arrived as irregular maritime arrivals have departed Australia, 795 of them involuntarily.
Time now for Action TV.
When the water levels of the Mahaveli River recede, areas that were inundated by the Victoria Reservoir begin to resurface. If one makes a visit these days to Thaigama and its surrounding areas which come under the purview of the Kundasala North Grama Seva Division, the remnants of the old Mahiyanganaya Kandy Main Road can be seen. This well used by the villagers from the Thaigama disappears completely from sight when the water levels of the Mahaveli River increases. In addition, the inmates from the Pallekele Open Prison, which is not far from where this well is located, use this area for bathing. The Dumbara Prison, Sri Lanka's 28th prison declared open on the 25th of last month, is also located in close proximity. On the 31st of last month, Action TV highlighted many issues surrounding the poor construction of the Dumbara Prison, which incidentally took 7 years to construct. One of the issues highlighted was that of the toilets at the prison were overflowing. Days after this revelation, a bouncer from the Bogambara prison was sent to the Dumbara prison to clean up the toilets as a temporary solution to the issue. The only permanent solution given to this issue is diverting water that overflows from the toilets of the Dumbara prison to a waterless area that is part of the Mahaveli River. Everything flows to the river. The children can't bathe and we drink water from this river. The environmental and health issue has arisen through the Dumbara prison in a backdrop where no less than 500 inmates are being held at the remand prison in Kandy. When the Bogambara prison is shifted to this location in the near future, this simple wastewater stream will not double but will triple in size. Would this not affect the water supply to the urban areas of Kandy located in close proximity to the Mahaveli River? Director General of the Ceylon Environmental Authority, this one is over to you.
MTV Channel Private Limited was placed among honourable mentions at the National Association of Broadcasters exhibition held this April in the United States. The organisation was recognised for introducing the station automation system in 2012.
Broadcast Engineering magazine honoured the industry's best example of innovation, high quality, design and construction recently. MTV Channel Private Limited was placed among honourable mentions at the awards for its station's automation in 2012. Washington DC Bureau of CNN was also among the honourable mentions. MTV, the leading private television network in Sri Lanka, moved to a digital ingest, playout and delivery facility with a master control system for its channels Sirasa TV, Shakti TV and MTV Sports in June 2012, celebrating 20 years in the industry with a newly introduced station automation system.
The launch of the annual report of the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific was held today. The report, Economic and Social Survey of Asia and Pacific 2013, was launched at the Institute of Policy Studies in Colombo. The event was part of a simultaneous program of launches across the globe in 37 different locations.
The launch of the ESCAP annual report titled Economic and Social Survey of Asia Pacific 2013 Forward-Looking Macroeconomic Policies for Inclusive and Sustainable Development was organized by the Institute of Policy Studies of Sri Lanka and the United Nations Information Center.
What we forecast for 2013 for inflation is a slight slowdown in inflation to 5.1%. Again, this primarily being led by the slowing economies here. So, of course, the slowing growth has led to slowing demand, and thus inflation has been able to come down, which is, of course, a positive development. But however, within this, we still see high food and oil prices, high levels of food and oil prices, which of course very much affect the poor and vulnerable, the people on the ground. So that continues to be a key problem, and as well as there being a key risk in the year moving forward of again another increase in oil or food prices driven by supply shortages in the food sector and in the oil producing countries of the region, depending on geopolitical developments. All of those risks remain.
On to more local news. 2 people have been stabbed to death by a certain group in the Katukurunda area on the Habaradua-Dikkumbura main road.
According to the police, the victims had been found lying on the road at around 9 p.m. yesterday with serious injuries. They were rushed to the Kalapite Teaching Hospital but died upon admission. The police say that investigations have been launched to apprehend the perpetrators. One of the deceased has been identified as G.H. Indika, a 30-year-old father of 3.
He had no enemies and we cannot suspect anyone.
The other victim has been identified as L.H. Janakakumara, a 33-year-old father of 1. I cannot believe it. Ask anyone in the village. They will tell you that these 2 had done no wrong. They have never even been to a police station.
News First U reporter Jerome filed this report from Keralapana.
Poor maintenance of this crossing opposite the Marubati Kovil in Havelock Road, Colombo 5 has led to many issues. Pedestrians travelling at night are also severely inconvenienced due to the lack of a proper lighting system.
News for you reporter Colombo 5 Jerome.
The national selectors of Sri Lanka cricket nominated a 33-member squad for the Sri Lanka A-Team's tour of the West Indies. Now the tour will begin in the Caribbean in May. Meanwhile, day 3 of the second 4-day game between the Sri Lanka under-19 team and their Bangladeshi counterparts was abandoned due to heavy rain at the Sylhet Stadium in Bangladesh today. Earlier, Sri Lanka were bowled out for 185 runs in their first innings, while the hosts were on 19 for no loss at stumps today. At stumps yesterday.
And before we wrap the news, Google made global headlines when it announced the creation of its augmented reality device, the Google Glass.
Now the search engine giant has started shipping this to software developers in order to write programs and apps for the device.
They recently revealed the specifications of the device, and it boasts of a 5-megapixel camera capable of shooting HD videos and comes inbuilt with 16 GB of flash storage.
We leave you tonight with a simple demonstration of how Google Glass actually works. Good night.